Good morning, children. Welcome back to online classes. I hope you are all very happy and safe with your parents by staying in home. In the last classes, we have discussed two chapters. One is nutrition in plants, that is related to bio, and acids, bases, and salts related to the chemistry. So, after finishing all the two chapters, today we will start with a new lesson, heat, and heat is related to the physics. In our day-to-day life, we come across so many experiences that is related to the heat. So how we are going to identify whether it is a heat or not? So in our day-to-day life, we come across more number of objects. Among them, some of them are hot and some of them are cold. So it is just identified by the touch with that objects. For example, tea. So tea is hot. So it is just by touching or tasting we can find out whether the tea is hot or cold. And ice is always cold, so this is also just because of the touching and after the tasting. And some objects are hotter than others and some are colder than others. So all these identification is possible just by having a contact with the objects. And we often decide which object is hotter and which object is colder, or which object is hotter than the other object. It is just because of the touching the particular objects. And we cannot say always whether the object is too cold or too hot just by touching itself. So that means just we can identify how hot it is. So whether it is a hot or whether it is a cold. So it is not enough to decide the quantity of heat or the quantity of cold just by touching. Then how it is easy to identify or easy to calculate the amount of heat present in a particular substance. For example, tea, I given the example. So we can find out just by touching the tea that tea is hot, but we cannot accurately say that tea its temperature is or how hot it is, in the sense 50 degrees Celsius it is hot or its hot is 70 degrees Celsius. We cannot estimate just by touching. So because of this reason only, we will measure the hotness of an object through the concept of temperature. Now, what is the temperature? So, temperature is nothing but it is the hotness of an object. So, whatever the hotness of an object is measured, this is called as measurement of the temperature. Now, if anyone can ask you what is temperature, so I hope you will be in a position to say that it is a measure of hotness of an object. So once again I would like to repeat it. It is a measure of hotness of an object is temperature. Keep in mind this is very important. Then how we are going to measure the temperature? So already I told you that it is a measure of degree of hotness of an object is nothing but temperature. So then how the temperature is measured? So it is measured by using a device called thermometer. So keep in mind, temperature is measured by using a device called thermometer. So temperature is the measure of amount of hotness present in a substance, and it is always measured by using a thermometer. Then after knowing the meaning of temperature and thermometer, so see, whatever you are seeing the device, this is called as thermometer, and these thermometers are used for the purpose of clinic or clinical purposes, in the sense hospitals. Hence these thermometers are called as clinic or clinical thermometers. So keep in mind, whatever the thermometers we are using in the hospitals, that is called as clinical thermometer. So whatever you are seeing on the screen, this is the image of clinical thermometer. Then, so nowadays we are finding some more thermometers called as digital thermometers. For example, there see uh, here in this diagram, so we need to measure by looking at the thermometer whether it is 35 degree or 36 degree or 40 or 42. So whatever the thermometers nowadays we are using, that is totally digitalized. For example, see in the screen you are seeing this is 37 degrees Celsius. So it gives the accuracy. So whatever the temperature present in any substance or body, so this as it is a clinical thermometer, it is related to human bodies only. Whatever the temperature which is present, it can be measured perfectly. So as you are seeing this 37.0 degrees Celsius, hence it is easy to identify the quantity or the amount of heat present in a particular body. And the next important concept related to the clinical thermometer, so it is measuring temperature. That means by using this clinical thermometer or digital thermometer, how one can measure the temperature. So here, what type of thermometer we are using? So clinical thermometer. What is the meaning of this clinical thermometer? So whatever the thermometer which is used to measure the temperature of the body is called as clinical thermometer. So just to measure the temperature of any body, so such type of thermometer it is called as clinical thermometer. See, as you are seeing in this diagram, a clinical thermometer, it is having a long narrow glass tube. So this is the glass tube. It has bulb at one end. So as you are seeing, this is the bulb. It is having at one end which contains the mercury, and it has a scale called Celsius scale. So this is the Celsius scale, so that we can identify the value of temperature by using this scale readings. And one more, so this is always degree Celsius, this is present in degree Celsius. So we can find two more scales of temperature, that is Fahrenheit and Kelvin. So that we will discuss in the next chapter. And very important is, a clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So for example, in clinical thermometer, the reading starts from 35 degrees Celsius to, and it ends up to 42 degrees Celsius. So this is the temperature scale which is present in clinical thermometer. So this is very important, you just keep in mind. And the clinical thermometer has a small kink near the bulb to prevent the mercury level falling from down. So this is called as kink. So if the mercury is falling from here, just it avoids the quick fallingness of the mercury into the bulb. And very important is, the normal temperature of the human body is always 37 degrees Celsius. So it is in case of Celsius scale of temperature. In hospitals we can find Fahrenheit scale also, that is if it is ranges from 98 or 98.5, all the temperature is normal temperature only. So in this class, so whatever you learn in this clinical thermometer, the very important it is, this is a thermometer which measures the body temperature, and its temperature range starts from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and always the normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. So whatever I thought till now, I hope you will understood. So observe the video and try to understand the concept. Even after this, if you got any doubts or if you find any difficulty in understanding, you just make me a call or try to send your doubts through the WhatsApp. I'll try to clarify your doubts, and whatever the homework I'm sending, so you just finish off the homework and send me back within the evening. So take care of all your health, because health is precious. Thank you, children. Take care. Have a nice day.